All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So the second preseason game, Jets Falcons, just wrapped up. Jets took the victory 24-16. Definitely a tale of two halves for sure. So as far as the first half is concerned, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I felt like it was really sloppy. I felt like Atlanta was the more physical team. And I mean, we talked a little bit about this in the video I posted at halftime. But when we take a look at the offense, I wasn't really expecting them to light the world on fire in the first half, just considering who was out, right? Who didn't play. I mean, the entire offensive line, no Corey Davis, no Joe Flacco. You know, there were tons and tons of starters out. I think the only two that I did see out there were Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. But beside those two guys, it was just all second and third stringers. So it's not like I was expecting Mike White to go, 14 of 16, 3 touchdowns or anything like that in the first half. But with that said, it wasn't pretty. 5 drives, 4 resulted in punts. The last drive, it was actually I was happy with. Managed to get down the field, 2-minute drill, get points before halftime. And those points actually came up big in the end. So offensively, it just wasn't the best sight, but defensively, that's kind of where I'm concerned about, because yes, of course, it wasn't like the full starting unit was out there for the defense, but there were quite a few guys that I'm expecting to see significant playing time. Quincy Williams, Quan Alexander, who else? Michael Carter, Sauce Gardner, LaMarcus Joyner, Jermaine Johnson. Those are not third string players, right? None of those players there are fighting for roster spots. So to see that, and again, it's not the full unit, and we have to understand that Saleh's scheme is based with the front 4 down linemen getting after the quarterback. Coincidentally, no Carl Lawson, Brad and CJFM out there, no Quinnen Williams either. So in a sense, to have success on defense, step 1 is to get in the backfield, get after the quarterback with your defensive line. If you don't have the talent there, then everything else kind of falls apart. You need to pass step 1. That wasn't the case tonight. Okay, Marcus Mariota was super efficient, had a touchdown pass, over 140 passing yards. Desmond Ridder, same deal. Funny enough, I felt like almost every passing play, I mean, this wasn't the case, but it really felt like every passing play Atlanta did, it was play action, right? Marcus Mariota pulling the ball back, Desmond Ridder pulling the ball back. I felt like mechanically Desmond Ridder looked really good, stepping up in the pocket and everything like that. But no, the Falcons quarterbacks were super efficient, putting the ball in play and hitting guys in stride. Were they perfect? No, but they did in my opinion, a good job on a rainy night. But for me personally, I wanted to see a little bit of a better effort defensively. Guys were running wide open. Same story last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts looked absolutely fantastic. He was perfect on the day, had a great touchdown pass. Nobody was around him. Nobody was around the pass catchers. Same deal tonight. And when I am referencing the first half here, it was just, I hate to say it, but it was tough to watch. Now, when we look at the second half, I was really impressed with how the Jets came out of halftime. Again, to reference the first half, I felt like they looked lifeless out there for the vast majority of the first half, specifically on defense. But in the second half, they bounced back. And granted, we're having a bunch of roster moves on both sidelines here. But Chris Streveler, super impressive. 8 of 11, 119 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And we look at the interception. It's a wet night, right? Rainy night. I felt like he was super impressive, right? Moving the football, putting the ball in play, taking shots in the intermediate parts of the field. Him and Cage are connected multiple times. Cage had 3 catches, over 60 receiving yards with that touchdown grab. I mean, Cager looked really solid, right? At the tight end position, he's just massive. And, we have the roster cuts and everything like that, and not everybody can make the team. But if he doesn't make the team, I'm really hoping Cager can stick on the practice squad, right? As as an emergency tight end, because I like his upside. I really do. To go in at halftime down 16-3 and then to bounce back, win the game 24-16 to shut out the opposing team in the second half. I think that's encouraging. I really do. It's the culture that these coaches are trying to install, the all gas no break mentality, just trying to fight to the end. There were a couple other bright spots as well. Bam Knight, I thought looked super, super impressive. Jamie and Sherwood stepped up defensively. Okay, 3rd and goal stop early in the game. He had a nice play in pass coverage later on. Sherwood's a guy that, I really like the long-term potential, the long-term fit, but more so a backup right now. And I'm happy personally, I felt like this was one of his better outings as a member of the New York Jets in the limited role here. But, overall, Bam Knight, we talked about Cager, we talked about Streveler before. There were a couple positives, but I hate to say this, but I still feel like the first half defense is probably going to be the main takeaway or the main storyline, because it's now back-to-back weeks. Well, first off, the Jets are coming off the season where they had the worst defense in football, and then to come out in the first week of preseason against the Eagles like they did, and then in the second week against the Falcons the way they did, it's a little concerning, but at the same time, this isn't the full defense. And to make the point that we were talking about before, if step one to having success is getting after the quarterback with your front four and you can't do that, then how are you going to get to step two? How are you going to get to step three and have that success? So it's tough. Unfortunately, I feel like we won't get that answer. We won't get that clarity until the regular season hits, that week 1 opener against the Baltimore Ravens, because at this point, is Saleh going to roll out the complete, starting unit next week against the Giants? Probably not. We do have joint practices against the Giants, which is, should be really, really, I'm excited for it personally. So as long as there's no injuries, I'm cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Jets win second week of preseason, beating the Atlanta Falcons 24-16. Thanks so much for watching. I know it's really late, so I appreciate you staying up, to watch. Thanks so much, and as always, go Jets.